you're eating dinner and this happens. Yeah, he likes to beg at the table. And we don't want him to because he's tall enough that he can literally lick the food off our plates. So what do? Well, let's look at our other two dogs. And that's how you get them to stop begging at the table. You have them go to a placemat. And you can progressively move the placemat further and further away. We're gonna start with it right by our sides because we want to be able to reach there while we're eating. The dog is gonna wanna be close to the food, and you can progressively move it further away. So to get them on the bed, it's so handsome. Are you gonna growl when he gets on? Come on, River. He's like, no chance am I getting on with Rebel. Yeah, so we're gonna work on that as well. So we're just gonna that's a separate video. We're not doing that in the same video. Now that they're on this bed, the dog that's a little bit, you don't fit. You don't fit. I'm gonna cue him to get on the other bed. And you stay on, I'm not cueing you. And he can stay on that one while these dogs are on this. Now you probably don't have 3 dogs, but if you do, work with this one at a time before you implement this. Now I'm gonna pull out this chair and pretend like I'm eating. And from here, my hands are gonna get so slimy, which is why you wanna train this when you're not actually eating a meal yet. But another option if you have just one dog is you can toss the food onto the bed so that your hands only have dog treat residue on it instead of their saliva. I know, appetizing. But it's worth it in the end. So continue to reward, and eventually I'm going to pause, I'm going to pretend to eat. So delicious. And reward for staying. And you might only be able to leave your dog alone for just a second while they're on the bed. That's okay, just keep rewarding and then slowly do less. And then once you can get by for like 5 seconds, scoot the chair in, out, so that again, you're right by them. Pretend to eat, or actually eat, and reward. The other thing I want to mention, and I feel like I shouldn't have to mention this, but I know that I do, because I've worked with a lot of people, don't feed them at the table. So if they break their stay, or their mat stay, don't be like, oh, hello, and feed them scraps. Another thing you want to keep in mind, because this will happen, is you'll be eating, maybe you have kids, and food will fall on the floor. In which case, that food is higher value than kibble. In that case, I would have, this is controversial, so I'm gonna say this as one of the options. You can use the same food to reward them on the bed while they stay there so they don't get the same food on the ground, or you can have dog safe, like dog appropriate food like fresh turkey meat or something in your pouch so that it's worth it if you know that your kids are going to be spilling a lot of food on the ground, because it's going to be very difficult for your dog to stay. Again, that's why you want to work on this before you have an actual meal. I recommend using their breakfast to train this, so you do it in the morning before dinner time, so that you're a little bit safer from there. And that's how you teach a dog, you're so sweet. That's how you teach a dog to stay away from you while you're eating. Give them something to do. Don't just tell them what not to do. So have fun training it.